Hey everybody, Cole here with Outdoor Chattanooga. Today we're doing another virtual session for rapid learning, and today we're going to be talking about the forward stroke. A lot of people think that the forward stroke is all in the arms and you're trying to power with your arms, but it's mainly using your torso, hips, and head. When I'm doing my forward stroke, I'm going to be reaching the blade, smooth face of the blade, all the way up to my toes and taking out at my hips. Taking the blade, reaching up at your toes, and you're pulling to your hip and then coming to the other side and doing the same thing. So use an analogy for this stroke, kind of like you would about to crank a lawnmower. So pull with your torso and back and get your whole body into that rotation. You're gonna get a lot more power. Now that's the same concept that you're gonna be doing in the forward stroke. A couple of common mistakes is when people are learning to forward stroke, sometimes they'll lean the boat side to side as they're paddling. Now what that does is it'll cause the boat to catch an edge and take you in a direction you're not trying to go. So when you're forward stroking, make sure your body is staying over the center of the boat and not rocking the boat while you're doing your strokes. And then also, if your head is tilting from side to side while you're stroking, that can also affect the direction of the boat. So keep those two things in mind. Remember, your head and body lead the direction you're trying to paddle. Another key thing to remember is that when you're taking that stroke in the forward stroke, you want to make sure that you take the blade out at your hip, because if you're pulling past the hip, you're not getting the greatest efficiency, and then you're having to pull all the way over the body and come back to the front to do the same stroke. So the reason we take out at our hips is to give ourselves the best efficiency out of the stroke. So opposed to pulling all the way through, you'll notice it just makes the boat turn a little more than I want it to. But if I'm taking out at my hip, I get better efficiency. I'm rotating my torso and keeping my head looking at my target. Another key tip while performing the forward stroke is to make sure the angle of your paddle is at a 60 to 70 degree angle. If I'm paddling down here at a low angle like this, I'm not going to get the maximum power out of the forward stroke. So I want to make sure that when I'm doing it, I have about a 60 to 70 degree angle, just about like this, and my top hand, this top hand controls the angle of which I'm doing the stroke. So the lower my top hand is, the lower the blade's gonna be, the less power you're gonna get. And again, this is about a 60, 70 degree angle. That's about the angle you want when you're doing your forward stroke. So it's gonna look a lot like this. Now one thing you might notice watching me go back and forth is that I'm not just muscling my arms and my core is staying in one place. My core is moving. So I'm getting that torso rotation. And I'm making sure that while I'm rotating, I'm really pulling through with my torso and my back. That's gonna help you get the most power out of the stroke, opposed to just using all arms, which will make things really hard and tire you out much faster. So when you're doing the forward stroke, remember to have a nice straight posture, straight up and down. When I'm paddling, I don't want to be tilting the edges. I want the bottom of the boat to stay flat. Head's looking at the target, and I'm making sure that I've got that angle in the paddle, got the torso rotation, and that's the forward stroke.